Hey everybody, it's Molly. I haven't been on here in a long time, and instead of recording, I have some spare time and like 15 minutes, and instead of recording a video and editing it and all that, I decided just to go live. The lighting's like really crappy where I'm at, so I'm sorry I look all washed out, but so if you're new here, if you're watching the replay and you're new here, thank you for checking out my channel. If you are not new here, thank you for coming back to my channel. I have been MIA for a couple months, and first off, hey Desi. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I don't know, I think November was the last time I recorded a video, which was a long time ago. This lighting's gonna like drive me nuts. I'm sitting, that's better. I'm sitting across the street from my boyfriend's son's school waiting to pick him up. So I was like, I'm gonna go live. And like, you know, whenever you don't do something for a while and then you keep saying, I have to do this, I have to do this. But the longer it goes on, the harder it is to do. That's kind of what I've been like doing with making videos because I missed like a long time, and then I just like keep procrastinating it. So here I am. Anyway, Happy New Year. Welcome back. So there's been some updates, like changes to Instacart that are pretty cool. So I want to tell you about those. Because I know a lot of you have been expressing interest in Instacart. I'm not really doing Lyft anymore because it just wasn't worth it to me in my area. I heard like on the boards that I'm a member of and stuff that there's like way too many drivers. I don't know. I'm not the only one that wasn't making any money, so I don't really do Lyft. I haven't really done DoorDash in like months either. Hey! Because I started doing Instacart and like making a bunch of money. Now, I'm in like the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Just because that's the case with me doesn't mean that's going to be the case for everyone. So like it might still be worth it. When I first made my very first video, oh, this lighting's driving me nuts. See how white my neck is? It's the downside of going live. When I made my very first video, I was like strapped for cash. I had this big bill due, and I did Lyft and DoorDash, and I made, I think, $700 that week. Just like in all my spare time, I did a bunch of shifts and made $700. So like it is possible to make money, but with Instacart, I make more per hour. So I'm working less with them because I still have my nanny job and I'm still an insurance agent. I don't do this full time, but I'm working less with them and making more money. I average like $22 an hour with Instacart. The tips are really good for the most part. I get tipped on pretty much, I would say, 90% of my orders, and I even got a $75 tip, which the last video I made about specifically a tip was with DoorDash. I was delivering Walmart groceries to a gentleman, and he gave me a $20 tip, and that was my first big tip, and I was like touched by it. I'm still touched by it every time. This $75 tip was like, the first time I made the video, it was a trailer park. This was a house on the water, a beach house. And it was a couple, you know, and they like live in this big, nice beach house with like stairs going up to the front door. And she tipped me $75, which is more than I've ever been tipped. I made $165 that day, and I think I only worked like 4 hours. So, I mean, that doesn't happen every day. That's the only time it's happened. But I've seen a lot of comments back and forth on the video about the tipping. Who tips more, wealthy people or poor people? And I don't really discriminate when it comes to that. I think I get big tips from both. So, I don't know. Some of the comments that I read through, I'm like, man, people like really don't like wealthy people. Like they really get bad tips from them. And then it goes both ways. So at least for me in my area. But anyway, I've been doing mostly Instacart. So I'm doing really good. I am going to give you guys some updates on my life and what's been going on. With Walmart grocery delivery, I made usually through the app at least $10 to $15 per delivery. And then whatever the customer tips you. So if the rule of thumb that I would use is like if it's too far from your from where you're at, like a lot of miles, then don't drive. I wouldn't drive like super far to do a Walmart delivery, but they also do promotions sometimes where if you get like 10 Walmart deliveries in a certain amount of time, you get a bonus. So pay attention for that. But but I've gotten my biggest tips from the Walmart deliveries with DoorDash too. I got a couple $20 tips. You can go back if you haven't seen my video about DoorDash. I forget the name of it, but one of my videos about DoorDash talks about a $20 tip, and that was a Walmart grocery. So anyway, so with Instacart, they made some changes which are really nice. For a while I was getting really fed up because I would get these orders and I couldn't see what was in them, and which is pretty typical. Like with the DoorDash orders, you don't really see, like the groceries, you don't really see that either. But I would get these orders for like, I got an order for 4 cases of gallons of water, like the boxes, I think there's like 12 in a case, and like 9 bags of ice. And it turned out that it was a woman ordering for a business through the Instacart app, and like, which is whatever. But it's a lot of weight and like a workout, you know, to do all that. So I did it, and then they didn't tip me, so I was pissed. So, they made a change to where you can see what's in every order before you accept it. So you can see not just what's in the order, how much you're going to be paid, kind of like DoorDash. With DoorDash, it tells you what you're going to be, or an approximate of what you're going to be paid. So Instacart is now telling you what you're going to be paid, what is in the order. So if you don't want to lift a bunch of cases of water or whatever, you can see the detail of everything in the order and how many miles it is. So that's really nice. I still accept like pretty much, I think my acceptance rate is like 98%. I accept almost every order. The only time I don't is if it's like a $10 order and it's like more than 8 miles round trip, but that rarely happens with Instacart. It's usually pretty short. Like I drove for 3.5 hours earlier today and put only like 20 miles on my car. So so that's one of the changes. They also added a wait list for hours, which is really cool because those of you who have done it may know that it's kind of hard to get hours. If you sign up with Instacart, remember that if you're not working 30 hours a week, you don't get early access. If you want to have early access to the hours opening up, which is Sunday at 9 a.m., you need to work 30 hours. So in your first 3 weeks, and they measure it by 3 weeks at a time. So in your first 3 weeks, get 30 hours in if you want to have early access and you plan on making this like a full-time thing. You could totally make a living doing Instacart. I make $22 to $25 an hour. I would say closer to 22 on average, but there are a lot of days when I make $25 an hour, which is pretty good money for grocery shopping. So if you want to keep the early access, make sure you work the 30 hours a week. So anyway, if you don't do that, which I didn't because I work other jobs, this is just my like side cash, you get screwed because the hours open on Wednesday at 9 a.m. for everyone else, and by then they're all claimed. Well, I used to have to go into the app multiple times a day and watch for hours to open, because you can pick up hours, you just have to check for when they drop them. Well, they started a wait list, which is amazing. So on Wednesday at 9 a.m., the hours open for everyone, those of us who don't have early access, and you can, if there's no more hours available, you can add yourself to, oh man, I hope you catch the replay. You can add yourself, I'll talk to you soon. You can add, sorry, I get so distracted by comments. I see your question, Jeremy. Give me just a second. You can add yourself to the wait list for days that you want to work. So when the wait list when your spot comes available on the wait list, you get a notification on your phone or on your watch saying your waitlisted hours have opened up, so you can get on there and claim them. You don't have to check the app a million times. That has been so awesome. They did this like, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I've been able to get so many more hours because of it. So that's super cool. I think those are like the changes I wanted to tell you about with Instacart. Jeremy asks, oh crap. Sorry. This is why I don't like going live, because there's no room for error. Now I'm all crooked. Instacart consider weekends. Saturday and Sunday are weekends with Instacart, as far as I know, anyway. Pretty sure Friday's a weekday. So that's that. Now, if you guys have any other questions, just comment and I will get to you. I do answer. I get a lot of comments and questions, so it's hard for me to keep up with them, but anytime I'm just sitting around, I will answer your questions. So just leave them in the comments. What's going on with me, you guys? I haven't been around for a couple months. So some people have caught on to the fact that I had some crazy stuff happen to me in the recent past. I've had some people like talking crap about how I need to like get a real job or like a career or whatever, but what they don't know is that 3 years ago I was married to a con artist, and I knew him for 4 years before we got married. Our marriage only lasted 6 months because I caught on to him because he stole my identity and opened a ton of accounts in my name, and luckily I'm on top of my shit, so I caught him quickly and separated from him. But so the past couple months, all of this was 3 years ago in April that I left him, and all of this has been coming to a head. He was under investigation by the Secret Service, and he ended up being charged with 27 counts of identity theft, counterfeiting. He tried to rob a bank, like all this stuff. He had 27 felony counts. And over the past 3 years, the investigation and all the like waiting for him to plead, and waiting for them to press the charges and then him to plead, and he ended up pleading guilty to 4 felony counts, and that was in December, the beginning of December. So that happened, and then I got divorced December 3rd, so that was super duper exciting because I was waiting for him to plead to the identity theft so I could put it in my divorce paperwork. So that happened in December, and like I just was under a lot of stress, and I didn't think it was going to be that stressful or like emotional, but 3 years of all this shit coming to an end was just like so emotional for me. Oh, and beyond all the other stuff that he did, he faked cancer, stage 4 cancer as well, for 4 years. So I'm going to make a separate video with all the details of that, because I know when I was going through that, I did a lot of searching on YouTube of how to know if you're with a sociopath and like stuff like that. So I will make a separate video that's pre-recorded with all the details of how that all went down, and answer questions for anyone that has that. So that's what's been going on in my life. And last week he was sentenced, and he will be spending 8 years and 8 months in federal prison and then 3 years very strict probation where he can't have any device that accesses the internet, no smartphone, can't use a computer, not even in public at the library. So I finally got justice, which is awesome. So that is a little bit of my background, at least in the last 3 years, and how I ended up doing all these little side jobs, because I am an insurance agent by trade, but now I also do all these other little things because my life, I went from being a very successful businesswoman with a very good credit score to being completely destroyed by this psycho con artist. So that is why I'm here. So I have seen some people, you know, trying to figure out, or, you know, making little comments here and there, and I just wanted to give you an update of what's been going on, why I haven't been here. But now that it's all come to an end, I feel much better. I have closure and I can focus back on this again. I don't have all these extra distractions, so that is that. I hope everyone's having a great new year so far. If you have any questions, comment below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that so that you don't miss the rest of my videos coming, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, because that's also super helpful. So I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.